So this is episode Sons of Mars. Both a really funny, goofy one, sort of like the earlier season, but also one or two little tells here and there that I really like, sort of connecting to what's going on in this world and more of the apocalypse and stuff like that. Okay, so we got the return of Magic Man, which is great.
Magic Man!
Which is great to see him again. He should be really annoying, but I'm surprised I actually kind of like that character. Like, I'm thinking like, oh no, is this a full episode to him? This is gonna be like another,
LSP?
Yeah, LSP or something like that. But I was like, no, he was actually pretty funny. And I think a lot of that is just how energetic he is with everything. I mean, he seems like he's a troublemaker and he's a jerk, but he's so upbeat about it all the time. So he's there, and the brother from Mars, or brothers, as a couple faces, comes down, wants to take him back to Mars because he's done a lot of really bad crimes. He disguises himself as Jake, and Jake is him. They accidentally take the wrong person. Finn goes after him, and the president of Mars, which is the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, says that...
of course.
Yeah, of course, naturally. I mean, didn't see that coming. Goes and tries to sentence Jake to death, and he does it kind of accidentally, and realizes he made a mistake, so he goes and offers up his immortality, and Finn tries to go back to get Magic Man, but did he escape? Did Magic Man escape, or did he knock him out?
No, it just knocked him out.
He just knocked him out, okay, and then he let go of Magic Man's little, was it a Manicorn? Was that what it was? Manicorn.
Mini Manicorn.
Mini Manicorn, who didn't thank him, but then revealed that he should have thanked him because his new prison is shame. And then Finn asked, what do you say? And Jake said, his new prison is shame. And then it ends. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the first major things I noticed with this one, probably the Earth having a giant hole in the side. I love that.
Well,
someone took a big chunk out of that.
Yeah.
Actually, if you go back to Five Short Grables, he's in the room, the guy, Emo Phillips.
Yeah.
He's in the room, and there's a globe that is consistently spinning.
And doesn't show there's a hole in it.
There's the giant chunk missing from it. That is the Earth.
I see, okay. And he also, in space, there's a whole bunch of garbage, too, which I found interesting. I didn't know what that meant.
I think I spotted a donut, maybe some shoes.
Yeah, I think a hot dog.
Well, part of the Earth is like destroyed and blown out.
That's what I was thinking. Like, maybe
create
part
its
of
own
it.
ring around the Earth.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I was sort of thinking like stuff that came from Earth. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, it kind of creates that ring or that big chunk floating in space.
Well, and also the fact that there's we see Mars has its own. There's people on Mars. I mean, it's I don't know. There's even sort of a thought that Land of Ooh is they're hinting that it's life after the apocalypse and stuff, but it's still called Ooh, and you're not exactly sure how it's formed and everything, and it's so still kind of is this Earth? Is this the past, present, future? Where? And here you clearly see it. Though I guess you said you saw it on the globe too.
Yeah,
like you said.
After you see this episode, it's okay, that's obviously what that globe was. Because initially you see the globe and it's kind of oh, that's cool. Could that be the planet? Maybe, maybe not. But this literally solidifies it. Because now you're oh, that's the chunk that's taken out of it.
I liked learning a little bit more about Magic Man and the history of Mars and stuff. But it was also really goofy and it had a very just out of nowhere ending. I mean, that thing with the whole mini Manicorn talking reminded me of that gingerbread cookie that had the big soliloquy at the end. No, I thought it was fun, and I like the, it was one of those, actually, I was almost kind of, it's one of the few episodes I was kind of hoping to get even more out of it. I almost wish it was a longer episode. Because I was kind of I want to know even more. I mean, I want to know more about the land of the dead that Lincoln traveled to, and how he turned into the statue, and what does that mean. A lot of this one I'm what does that mean? Will that come back? Will it be continued? I don't know. So, I really liked it. It was just as goofy as sort of the earlier seasons, too. So
world building.
And there's a little piece of world building there, and you kind of hit the mark on a lot of things. When you two were talking about what is this world, in an apocalypse or not.
Lewis?
It's hard for me to say because, of course, this is my first exposure to the more weirder episode, which I'm assuming it gets even weirder in some places because this seemed to have a very solid structure behind it.
Well, this is definitely sort of a more common episode,
all of them have a structure to them. It's just a lot of times bizarre things happen during that structure. Like, there's very few episodes where you're going like that. There's always like the straight up, but every once in a while it swerves a little bit, but it always kind of comes back. You know, there's spastic shows where there's no real structure at all. Adventure Time has always had a structure, but bizarre things happen in that structure.
Like, instead of a denouement, you got a Manticore doing a small soliloquy instead.
Which makes me wonder if Manticore will ever appear again.
I hope he does. I want to see him get out of his prison of shame. I do want to say, too, before I forget, that the joke at the end, the final line, you know, I live in a prison of shame, and, you know, Jake's listening, and Finn says, what do you say? And you're expecting Jake to get it wrong. And he says exactly what he says. Says he lives in a prison of shame. And they cut there. I just thought that's a total unexpected non-joke, which I really like.
What's weird about it? So, the whole time you saw Magic Man was looking at a picture of him and someone he loved.
Yeah, Marbles, was that her
Yeah,
name?
and it's like he does regret something, and Magic Man is in a prison of shame.
There you go.
He only decided to help Finn when he saw the picture, and his sudden tone did not even change the engine, the music or anything. He just kind of like changed his expression, and it says, "It's downstairs."
Yeah,
so that was something I really liked because he's like, oh blah 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 blah, and then he throws the picture and he's like, he kind of looks and he looks back up, then he looks again and he's like, it's downstairs.
Like as if the person, whoever that woman was, like she would have helped him, and it's like, and he's just like, oh God, I'm an asshole.
Or even he remembers like what it's like to want to help somebody or someone's in danger or something like that.
It's all hinting, and I kind of do like that.
Yeah, no, the whole show is one giant hint. I mean, that's sort of what's fun about it. You know, the episode doesn't start off with, this is Finn, this is Jake, this is the Land of Ooo. It's just like, it just drops you in the middle of this, and the whole show is kind of working backwards as to what these people's history is, what the history of the world is, where everything came from, and it's a lot of fun. You know these people's personalities, but then we find out their history and how they got those personalities and how this world came to be. Slowly but surely, it's really cool. So there's a lot of hinting.
This may be a stupid question, but Jake can shapeshift, right? So how come he couldn't resume his normal shape again on Mars?
I think that was probably, I'm guessing that's the magic thing, because we didn't see him as Magic Man.
Once he died, he switched back and so did Magic Man.
That makes sense then.
Yeah. So
I love the overhead projector gag.
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
We have no video footage of his crimes, but Glob here can draw very well.
Want to feel old? Kids don't even know what those are.
I was gonna say they're not even gonna know what that is.
How many out there? How many schools still use overhead projectors?
Probably not.
None. Probably.
Have you at school ever had an overhead projector used?
Yeah.
One with transparencies?
No.
The one where you draw on it, and write on it. Yeah, none of those.
No.
Okay, so that that's almost pretty much dead.
We're old.
Weird old. And I love the design of the brother too. I thought that was a really
hold
cool
on.
design.
That's one thing that I was going to bring up. Did you catch what the brother's name is?
I did not.
Jory? Anyone?
Glob.
It was Glob.
Grog, Gob.
The gods.
Oh, the gods.
Oh my glob, oh my grod. That's all four of the heads. All four of the faces.
Oh,
the forfeit. That thing was God?
Kind of.
Well, okay. Throughout the whole show, you know how like when something will go wrong, they'll be like, "Oh, math" or something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of a swear word, instead of "Oh my God," they'll say "Oh my glob," and sometimes they'll change to
Oh my grod, oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever. And it turns out you just think they're making it up or something. I guess this was glob and grob and stuff like that.
They worship it?
I
not
don't
really
know.
worship. It's just
it's making me wonder though.
It's like a deity you recognize.
Yeah, but I'm very curious now.
Well, this is the first time they ever showed that, though.
Yeah.
Up until this point in time, it's kind of like, is that a bastardization of God? Is it something else? But now you actually see there is a physical being that represents all of them.
Yeah, but then that's making me wonder, because clearly that being with like the dreidel head didn't look like any of the other Martians that were in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
Also,
and it did look like
Abraham
Mr. Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Abraham Lincoln is like that.
Which I wanted to come back to, because right before we started, you were going to bring it up.
Yes. Okay.
Because during it, he goes to the dead world, talks with Death. We've met before.
Yeah.
And to get back Jake's soul, he said, "What will you give me?" And he holds up a little penny, and he's like, "No, it's going to take more than that this time." And said, "I'll offer up my immortality."
And then, like, you hear a bunch of noises, and the last noise is bang. Yes.
like an assassination.
Yes.
And then there's a memorial.
Yes.
Like
It's
He gives up
history
his...
reference.
no, I
It's
know,
not
but-
just a history reference. I took it more as, instead of him being in existence for all this time, he died at his normal time.
yeah,
And that's why
Oh.
he got rid of his immortality, so he died when he was supposed to, instead of living on.
And now
That's
there's
amazing.
a memorial there and not actually him.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
space-time continuum is circling the drain now.
Yes.
So you know what this means. Okay, cosplayers in Washington, D.C., my hometown. I want you to dress up as Finn and Jake. I need you to go to the Lincoln Memorial, and you're going to email us or tweet us a picture of you in front of Lincoln.
Tell us if he's
That would be
still
kind of
there.
Awesome.
Why
cool.
has this been done?
Maybe it has, and we just
That's true.
and just nobody emailed us yet.
Well, if you've done it, email it or tweet it.
No, actually, that's like something like that. Those ideas are really like even a lot of adults wouldn't be able to comprehend a lot of that. Honestly, give
I don't know if I'm
immortality.
looking too deep into
No,
it or
no, no,
not,
it's-
but...
No such thing as reading too deep into something.
I disagree with
It's
that.
awesome. I disagree with that.
When someone writes down, the bunny is running, sometimes it just means the bunny is running.
But what does that mean?
Exactly.
And sometimes it just means that Abraham Lincoln was an immortal who would then sacrifice his immortality to death in order to revive a shape-shifting dog.
Well, being the
Makes
president
God
of
bless
Mars,
America.
the king of Mars. Sorry. Well, I also like too that he wasn't the president of Mars; he was the king of Mars.
Yeah, King of
Yes.
Mars.
No, but it kind of sounds like that because suddenly there's a memorial there of him, and again, I mean, I don't know. That's strangely enough the closest thing that makes sense to me. So I think it can totally be legit.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, I'll stick by it.
Is it ever referenced again? No, not yet at this point in time. So, like I said, I may be just reading too much into it, but...
it. I like your thing, though. I
Yeah,
also
you like my thing? Nice. Awesome. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
No, keep going.
We're talking to Joy or Lewis?
Both. Well, Doug, while you're down there. Oh, sorry. Talking about things.
I do
Don't talk about things.
He is my favorite character in the pilot, Abraham Lincoln. Finn, you must believe in yourself.
Was that in the pilot?
Yes. He was like, except I think it was on the moon.
No, we
that
haven't
time.
watched... Did you ever watch the pilot?
Oh my!
Oh no, that's right. I haven't seen like the. I
never
saw the
watched
one with
the pilot.
the candy
Oh.
zombie people or something.
God, you
Spoiled
fail!
I know.
No,
I'm a
it's
spoiler.
terrible.
I'm
Live in your
Spoil
prison of
anything.
shame,
My
Doug.
prison of
Well, you
shame.
must believe in yourself.
Never.
Never.
No, I've had people on Facebook trying to show me the pilot too. I was just like,
It's-
whatever.
the
It's like,
problem is
oh wait,
just-
Lincoln's in it. Now I'm curious.
The pilot's different than what the show is. And to me, if you're going to watch a pilot, it should fit into the continuity or, something, or just take it as just something separate.
Yeah, like just
a
an
separate
interesting
entity,
thing,
if
yeah.
you will.
Yeah, no, that
Don't
makes
read
sense.
too much
Wow.
into the pilot.
Sometimes it's fun to watch a pilot, if only because it's interesting to see what initial ideas were.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
that's
Say,
what we're saying.
take it as a separate entity.
Yeah, kind of
Don't
like.
look at because Finn. It's not even his name. Isn't even Finn.
Yeah, it's Penn.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Named after Pendleton Ward.
Yeah. So I mean, even that changes. That's why I'm saying it's not necessary to watch that pilot because there are a lot of changes. Watch it as its own entity and not part of the show.
But is it as
agree.
good as The Wand, the short that you showed us?
No, it's not. The Wand is
Oh.
10 times better.
Okay.
I haven't seen The Wand.
No,
You
you are
don't-
missing a
it's really,
phenomenal
really,
masterpiece.
Really short.
It's like wow.
If we're reading too much into things, the title, Sons of Mars,
Yeah.
what is that referring to specifically?
Magic Man and the Four.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, but is it
probably.
really? But are they sons of Mars? They're very different sorts of beings.
That's
And
true.
is Abraham Lincoln a son of Mars as well?
I don't
No,
think it
he's
means
king of
literal
Mars.
son of Mars. I just thought it meant, people of Mars, pretty much.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think what would Sons of Earth be.
Us.
I mean,
Son of Minnesota.
I mean that's what I was
son
saying.
of
Like
Chicago.
just people.
Yeah,
or
but why
something
the
like
title
that.
Sons of Mars and not just Trial of Magic Man?
Because
Because then that would
boring.
give everything away. Then why would you even watch it?
Yeah, a lot of them are like.
Maybe
sort
there's
of
a Magic
vague.
Man fan who wants to see it.
Well, actually, Jory called it right away. She's like, when Magic Man's all wrapped up and everything. I loved how you said, "Oh, Final Fantasy," because he looks like a black mage.
Oh,
Yes.
But Jory's like, "Oh my god, he looks like Magic Man," and I'm like, "Awesome!" Because then he reveals him, Magic Man.
I was trying to remember. I was like, wait, is that the guy who like did the twirling with Magic Man?
Yep.
Am I the only one who thinks it should be voiced by Neil Patrick Harris?
Did you
Yeah, I
already do
think
a
you
voice?
are. Yeah, he's Prince Bubblegum or
He's
Gumball.
It's just that
Gumball.
Magic Man sounds like he should be voiced by Neil Patrick Harris.
Nah, it's Tom Kenny.
I know, but I feel
Oh,
like
is
it
he
should
do
be
that
Neil
voice?
Patrick Harris.
And Abraham Lincoln was voiced by Pendleton Ward.
Really? Okay, I love Lincoln's voice. Just always screaming and yelling all the time. Because that's how Lincoln would talk. No. That's my Lincoln impression.
Oh, score!
So, yeah, final thoughts?
America!
Shame!
Share!
Egon!